this stuff.
Oh my gosh! Now fire up the crowd for the win. He nailed it!
The Razorbacks have arrived at War Memorial Stadium. They're home away from home. And mighty LSU comes to Little Rock with just one loss on their record. It's the Home Depot SEC on CBS. 5th-ranked LSU against 12th-ranked Arkansas. And welcome in the 10-win LSU Tigers. And the Razorbacks of Arkansas. We look at the SEC West. Auburn rallied to beat Alabama yesterday in Tuscaloosa to stay unbeaten. LSU's only blemish this season, a 7-point loss to those top-ranked LSU or Tigers of Auburn. Craig Bolerjack and Steve Burline, so glad you're with us here in Little Rock, and welcome in on CBS. Let's talk about this ball game, because LSU and Arkansas both hoping, Steve, to land those big postseason bowl bids. LSU last week, another hold your breath kind of win against Ole Miss.
You're exactly right, Craig. This is an LSU team that truly has earned the moniker of the Cardiac Tigers. Last week, no different against Ole Miss. Ole Miss had taken the lead. It took a great Patrick Peterson kickoff return to set up the go-ahead touchdown by Stevan Ridley, and then Patrick Peterson ices the game with the big interception of Jeremiah Masoli. He enjoyed every bit of it, and I'll tell you, this is a guy, it's amazing how big players step up in big games, but the guy that really has to step up today for the LSU Tigers is quarterback Jordan Jefferson, coming off his best game of the year last week. He really played well. If he's playing good and ready to play football today, this LSU team is very difficult to beat.
All right, let's talk about Arkansas. They come in with a 9-2 record, and they are home to not one, if the best college quarterback in America, Ryan Mallett.
That's exactly right. Ryan Mallett is a guy that every college football team in America wishes they had. 6'6", big, strong, can make all the throws, all the plays, spreads the ball around very well. Always in control. He's a football junkie. Coach Bobby Petrino says can't ever get him to stop talking about football, and he's taken this offense to new heights with his consistent performance. He shows up every week ready to play. But what really has made the difference for this Arkansas football team offensively is that Knile Davis, running back, the last 6 or 7 weeks played tremendous football. He's gotten that running game going, so now Arkansas can kill you on the ground or through the air.
You never know what you're going to get, but you do always know that this is going to come down to the wire with these two football teams.
So Arkansas is set to receive. Josh Jasper has it teed up, and we are underway in Little Rock. High kick. And taken at the 4-yard line. Not much. It looked like a hole had opened. It closed in a hurry at the 19-yard line. Ryan Mallett, the quarterback for Arkansas, a junior from Texarkana, and has thrown for over 3,000 yards and 27 touchdowns along the way.
And I'll tell you, these people in the stadium and watching on TV today enjoy watching this kid play. We don't know if he's coming back. If I'm betting on it, I'm saying he's taking the jump to the NFL next year.
For the first play, they stretch it out. There's the play action. They set it up over the top, and it's incomplete. And out on the flat, Jarius Wright, the intended receiver. Here are the starting lineups presented by Chick-fil-A. And for Arkansas up front, how about over 300 pounds a man? The two tackles are DeMarcus Love and Ray Dominguez. Backs and receivers, keep an eye on Knile Davis. He's a 1,000-yard rusher and ran for 187 last week against Mississippi State. That incompletion brings up second down and 10. In the I formation, Mallett on the pitch. That's now Davis trying to find his way to the edge, and there's a couple of flags. 2 flags at the 21 and 24-yard line.
A little excessive there on the sideline by LSU. Fired up in this environment, trying to make a statement early. Got a little extra shove there on Knile Davis going out of bounds.
And we'll hear from Steve Shaw for the first time today.
Personal foul, face mask, number 37 on the defense. 15-yard penalty from the end of the run. First and 10.
That's Carnell Hatcher, the free safety, number 37. Defensively for LSU up front, how about Drake Nevis? Leads the Tigers with 6 sacks, plays the right tackle spot. Linebackers a handful. Kelvin Shepard anchors the middle. 10 tackles last week against Ole Miss. And Patrick Peterson, the right corner, 4 picks, and really one of, if not the best return man in college football. 4 wide receivers set on first down. Quick toss far side. And chasing Joe Adams. Shepard along with Eric Reed. And the Hogs move the chains.
Now you're going to see Joe Adams. Well, he is a playmaker right here in the slot. He's going to just shoot straight out to the right side. Who's guarding him? Patrick Peterson. Patrick Peterson takes a bad angle. And actually, that was Eric Reed, the freshman, stepping up to cover him. Took a bad angle, gave up the outside edge, and Joe Adams more than happy to take advantage of it.
Mallett, the #1 passer in the SEC, nearly 300 yards a game. This time little pitch. Davis, no edge. It was his legs were cut down at the 44-yard line. He'll lose a yard, and that will bring up 3rd down and 3. Shepard, the middle linebacker, with the stop.
You know, this Knile Davis kid, what can you say about him? Found out from Bobby Petrino, he is a sophomore, but he just turned 18 this year. Very young player, but very mature in his football development. Took it upon himself to make the jump and take advantage of the opportunity he had when Dennis Johnson, the starting running back, went down. He practices hard every day. He's a good example for his teammates.
3rd down and 3. Shotgun is Mallett. He's another coach on the field, and he'll switch at any time. That ball goes through his hands, and Mallett takes his seat back at the 27, and Kelvin Shepard brought the heat, but a bad exchange from center to quarterback.
Well, for the center to throw the ball over the giant that is Ryan Mallett, you know, he's a 6'6" guy, a big wingspan. That ball had to come out pretty high. Ryan Mallett very fortunate just to get on top of that football and prevent an LSU recovery deep in their own end zone. Not the kind of play we're used to seeing out of this Arkansas offense. They're very consistent. Usually don't make a lot of mistakes. That was a gift for LSU right there.
And Dylan Breeding, who averages just under 43 yards a kick, will punt away for the first time today to the very dangerous Patrick Peterson. It's a high hanger right at Peterson. The sun in his eyes, takes the catch, spins, and is knocked down at the 22-yard line. How do you handle Peterson, who's run back a couple of punts this season? You don't let him out of a hole.
I'll tell you, that's a statement right there from Arkansas. Patrick Peterson had the 69-yard punt return last week. It ain't gonna happen on that one.
Steve, you got to get yourself one of those coolers. Arkansas winning 4 of the last 6 meetings in Little Rock. They're playing for the Golden Boot, and it weighs a ton, 175 pounds. The first game of this series played back in 1901, and LSU pitching a shutout. It's a shutout early. LSU and Arkansas, 5th ranked against 12th ranked. As we take a look at Jordan Jefferson for the first time today, LSU's quarterback threw for 254 yards last week against Ole Miss. Interceptions have been a problem, and he'll start this drive at the 20-yard line.
And I'll tell you what, Craig, you could see in talking to him, we did the Tennessee game earlier in the year. Not a good game for Jordan Jefferson that day, but he seemed yesterday in our conversation with him a much more confident quarterback to me. He really feels like he's kind of figuring it out finally this year, and at the right time.
He is the reigning SEC Offensive Player of the Week after the 254 yards in that win against Ole Miss last week. It is a noisy crowd here in Little Rock. War Memorial Stadium, not a seat to be had. Hogs show blitz. Jefferson holds onto the football. Great read, and they drop Jefferson for a 1-yard loss to the 19.
Well, that is not the start that Jordan Jefferson and his teammates were looking for. Just a busted assignment. The defensive end came up the field. Jordan Jefferson, I believe, made an incorrect read right there. Should have given that ball. It's the read option. He has the option to give it to the running back coming across to the left side. He kept it, and he paid the price for it on that play.
Second down. 14 again on the edge, showing blitzes. Jericho Nelson. Play action, pressure. Down goes Jefferson. And now a flag as Jefferson tried to pitch himself out of trouble at the 14-yard line. And Nelson is bringing the heat early.
Well, that's 2 times in a row that they've been able to come with pressure off the left side of Jordan Jefferson.
Grounding, number 9 on the offense. Lost it down at the spot of the foul. It'll be 3rd down.
And Jordan Jefferson, you're going to see Jericho Nelson coming right here off the slot. Jordan Jefferson never even sees him. Now, there also was the possibility that the running back was supposed to pick him up. Jordan Jefferson, in my opinion, looked like he thought that Jericho Nelson was picked up. Miscommunication, good pressure on the first 2 snaps from Arkansas on defense.
Well, a big hole dug early by LSU. 3rd down and 18. Play clock runs up on 7. It's down to 5, down to 4. Jefferson to snap from the shotgun. Feels pressure again from the corners. Throws a dart over the top. It's incomplete. And the intended receiver was Terrence Tolliver. And so it is a troublesome first series for LSU, and the Tigers will punt.
Oh, what an impressive series by the Arkansas defense. Right there, Jordan Jefferson holding on to that football a little bit too long, in my opinion. One of the things that made him very effective last week was when he came out from the center, when that ball was in his hands, he made good, quick decisions. That ball was out on time. Right there, if you're holding the football that long, you're going to get in trouble.
Derek Helton punts from his own end zone stripe. That ball hangs. Adams pedals back. That's a fumble. Down on the ground. Still alive. Bouncing at the 10. Still alive, out of bounds at the 4-yard line.
Well, that's going to be Arkansas football. Joe Adams, very, very lucky. That is the classic example, Craig. When you get a chance to get a football like that, don't try and make the great play. If there's any doubt, get on top of that football. You're going to see at least 3 or 4 LSU players that had the chance to make that play. Joe Adams, the #1 punt returner in the SEC, a rare muff.
On the 3.5-yard line, it'll be 1st down.
Well,
Arkansas.
You know, and Steve, you're right. It was Spencer Ware and Ron Brooks, special teams players, who have to go back to basics.
They're on the
Cover
same
up
team.
on the football. Cover it up. Timeout in Little Rock. 11:29 to play, opening quarter. And we're scoreless between LSU and Arkansas. High above War Memorial Stadium, our aerial coverage of the SEC on CBS Sports is provided by MetLife. And what a day it is. Thanksgiving weekend, LSU Arkansas just underway. You got a sports fan on your gift list, don't you? CBSSports.com shop has officially licensed NCAA gear from over 500 schools, and you'll get 3-day shipping on every order. Go to shop.cbssports.com. It's that time of year. You look at the per-game averages, NCAA ranks. You've got a defense of LSU against a potent offense of Arkansas.
This is a classic matchup of strength versus strength. LSU won the first round right there, first possession, and that's not unusual. In the 12 games this year that LSU has played, nobody has scored a point on them all year. 10 times there's been a punt, as Arkansas did on the last drive, and 2 times LSU has generated turnovers. Arkansas very fortunate to have the football right now, even backed up in their own end of the field.
Inside their own 5-yard line, 1st and 10 on their second series of the day. They play it safe, but up the middle goes Davis, who knifes his way to the 10-yard line. Nice run by Davis, a sophomore from Missouri City, Texas.
Well, what a great job. It's going to be right through that big hole right there. You're going to see just a straight-ahead running play. Knile Davis, he is a guy that has made amazing strides this year from a confidence standpoint. He seems to get better and better each week. 187 yards last week in that big win over Mississippi State. And he's a guy that just, you know what I like about him, Craig? He makes a decision, he gets his shoulders squared up to the line of scrimmage, and he hits the hole. He's got the speed to get it to the outside if he has the opportunity, but he's not going to waste a lot of time.
He was a workhorse last week, 30 carries against Mississippi State, 187 yards. In motion goes the tight end, DJ Williams. Davis, the carry, off the right side to the 15. Francois, the tackle. Let's go back to New York for the John Hancock update.
All right, Craig, thank you. Huge game for Wisconsin now against Northwestern, and it's Monty Bull. 32 yards this touchdown run to give them a 7-0 lead. They are looking to maintain that three-way tie in the Big Ten, and with their top BCS standing, eventually head to the Rose Bowl. Back to you.
All right, thank you, Timmy. We'll keep an eye on the Badgers, top-ranked team in Big Ten play.
Yeah, and that's going to work in their favor if they can obviously find a way to beat that pesky Northwestern team. When they show up, they can make a statement.
Davis trying to work his way on the edge, and Davis knocked out of bounds. He'll lose a yard back to the 13-yard line. Now, Davis has turned his game around. You know, he told us, I'm starting to run to the end zone. After Dennis Johnson went out in week 2, I knew that the pressure would be on himself. And look at the first 4 games, the last 7. Touchdowns, remarkable. From 1 to 11.
Really impressive. And what he did, he said he made a conscious decision after that Georgia game to run every single play to the end zone. And Bobby Petrino said it has impressed him, it's impressed his teammates, and he hasn't let up. He hasn't looked back since.
Mallett in the pocket, steps up and dart, connected on the far sideline. Jarius Wright to the 30-yard line, move the chains, and the Razorbacks pick up a first down.
What I like about Ryan Mallett, watch right here when he gets the snap, he sets back in the pocket. A lot of things happening, pressure coming from LSU, but he knows exactly where he wants to go with that football. He's accurate, he's under control, he doesn't try to overthrow it, and I think the big difference this year between Ryan Mallett this year and last year, he told us he's really tried to stand strong in the pocket, not get flushed, let the plays develop and get the ball out.
Double tight. Around the edge and the hurdle. How about Joe Adams electrifying this crowd with a high hurdle to the 39-yard line.
A little bit of razzle-dazzle.
And see what Ryan Mallett does so well is hide the football.
Well, Bobby Petrino and Garrett McGee, the coordinator, you're going to see Joe Adams right there at the top, just coming straight around the edge, off the fake handoff to the right side. And a good job getting out in front and hurdling, obviously, the athletic ability of Joe Adams to get up and over. I used to be able to do that, Greg.
In your day, on first down and 10, and LSU cracks the helmet of Knile Davis. Ryan Baker with the hit. Let's go back for an update. Here's Timmy.
Craig, the old Oaken bucket went into overtime today, and the winning kick was set up by an interception in the first overtime, and Mitch Ewald then connected from 31 yards out. Barry Danielson is in mourning up here, and I just can't stand it. 34-31 Hoosiers, they get it in overtime. Back to you.
All right, thanks, Tim. Indiana by 3. It is 3rd down and short. You know, the crowd went 1st and 10 Hogs. They were actually about a football shy. And so this drive is coming down to 3rd down and short. Play action and pressure, and down goes Mallett. LeVar Edwards coming in off the right side. Ball pops out, and Arkansas retains possession back at the 31-yard line.
Well, this is a situation where Ryan Mallett should have gotten rid of the football. He has time. He's got set up. If he feels that pressure, it's right in his face. He's got to get rid of that football before LeVar Edwards gets there. Very fortunate back in their own end of the field again to come up with the football. If you put the ball on the ground against a fast, aggressive defense like LSU, more times than not, you're not going to come up with it.
Mallett better by Wade Grayson, his left guard, the quick guard, a little after dinner. After game dinner, that ball's down and picked up by Arkansas at the 27. No one can keep their hands on the football.
Now that was just a classic case of a guy working really hard for LSU.
There is a flag.
There is a flag down. No doubt Arkansas recovered the football. The question is whether the penalty is against Arkansas or LSU. Looks like there is no penalty. We'll see how the ball, you'll see, Craig, the ball bounces right there, and there was no opportunity at all to get out of the way. That was a really bad, misfortunate break. And LSU now backed up in their own end.
Arkansas knocking on the door at the 27-yard line. Mallett had man coverage, and it's incomplete. Jarius Wright, the intended receiver. We were told by SEC officials that flag was a inadvertent drop, and they pick it up, so no flag, and we play on.
And that was Daniel Graff who who that ball bounced up and hit accidentally.
I formation on 2nd down and 10. A little shaky start by Arkansas on LSU. Davis the handoff to the 22-yard line. Nothing fancy. It's just straight ahead running. Knile Davis goes 220. And Steve, what's even more impressive is his average per carry at 7 yards a pop.
He doesn't mess around. And I'll tell you, the other thing he's got going for him, there aren't many running backs in the country that can say they've had the same starting 5 offensive linemen all year for each of their games. Arkansas, one of the few teams that can say that. You got a true freshman in Travis Swanson at center, and Alvin Bailey, the strong guard, is also a true freshman, but they've had a lot of experience during the course of this season.
3rd down and 5. Mallett surveys the LSU defense from the shotgun. Pressure down to the pocket. Stumbles and is going to be taken down at the 24-yard line. Mallett's got an arm, struggles trying to run out of the pocket, and LSU takes advantage.
Well, you know, he's such a big guy. It takes him a while to get going, and he did have an opportunity up the field. He talked to us about LSU is going to give us a chance with these cover 0 looks. No safety in the back, deep in the secondary. Ryan Mallett, if his offensive line and running backs can protect him, will have some shots up the field. Right there, not a good chance at it.
There's Zach Hawker, freshman, Russellville, Arkansas. He's hit 12 of 14. His longest 51. This will be a 41-yard attempt. It is up and no good. Hooked it. So a rare miss by Hawker. And we remain scoreless in Little Rock. LSU, Arkansas on CBS.